Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Today's class is a yin deep release, a nice gentle full body stretch, perfect for all levels. I don't use any props in this video. Our yin poses don't require blocks or bolsters or anything of that sort, but if you would like to have those handy, you can grab them now. And we can get started. We start today on our knees, Thunderbolt Pose. It can be an easy seat as well if that's more comfortable. Inhaling the arms up to the sky, palms touch. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. Starting to just take a moment and notice the breath, notice the body. Big inhale, hands come above the head. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good, one more time, big inhale. Take in the oxygen and exhale. Beginning to take with us the thought that we are exhaling and releasing whatever no longer serves us anymore, whatever we don't need, and inhaling all of the good, all of the light, positivity. So walking the fingertips out in front, coming into child's pose. Coming down nice and gently onto the heels, maybe widening the knees a little bit, just melting the heart down. We breathe nice and deep, holding these stretches for a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Allowing a little bit more of a release of every exhale. Maybe taking a forehead to the mat, letting the arms come by the sides, just really releasing everything, letting it all go. Gently taking the hands by the head, lifting the chest, and coming up onto all fours. Spreading through the fingers, noticing the space in between the fingers. Coming onto the tops of the feet, and we're just holding here in tabletop position for a moment or two. Noticing what this feels like, gazing between the hands, just a nice neutral spine. Taking these necessary pauses. Learning to deal with the stillness, maybe even when we want to move. And gently walking the hands out, coming into Puffy Pose, melting the heart down. Reaching out with the fingertips. Feeling this nice stretch in the front of the shoulders, this elongation in the spine. Resting our chin on the mat. Drawing nice deep breaths. Letting whatever comes to mind, letting it come, accepting it, and sending it on its way. We don't need any thoughts right now. It's okay if they're there, but we don't need them. we're here, finding stillness, finding presence. Maybe going a little bit deeper on this next exhale. We're here for one more breath. Gently lifting up the chest, walking the hands back, tucking the toes and setting the hips up for downward facing dog, paddling out the feet, moving gently, taking care to find these positions. Big toes together, our fingers are nice and spread. We hold here. We can have a bend in the knees if we'd like, but we have a static downward facing dog. Sending the hips up, the crown of the head down, our ears are between the biceps. We're reaching the heels down through the mat, lengthening the spine, decompressing all this compression that we sometimes have. A big, nice release. Maybe finding an area of tension that we can consciously let go. Grounding through the left foot, raising the right, bending the knee, and bringing it in through the chest, planting that shin, coming into pigeon. Untucking the left foot, finding our half pigeon pose that feels good to us today. My hips are a little tight. I'm gonna find a little wiggle room here. Keeping the chest nice and lifted, fingertips are steepled by the side of the mat. We're sending the hips down through the mat, squared off to the front. Nice deep breaths. Maybe gently coming down onto the forearms, or forehead reaches the mat if our body allows. Releasing the myofascia, the tissue, feeling the muscles elongate, noticing what sensations are going on in your body during these long stretches. Gently raising the chest if we were in sleeping pigeon. And if we're feeling nice and open, we can maybe take the back ankle into the hips, grabbing onto it with one of our arms, getting a nice quadriceps stretch, pulling that ankle into the, I was gonna say the chest, into the hips. Sitting here. Wherever it feels good to hold, if we have any discomfort or pain, we gently release. We dial it back. This is meant to feel good. Taking what we need and leaving what we don't. Gently release on the next exhale, framing the foot, coming back into our downward facing dog. Taking the left foot up into the air and bringing it all the way through, coming into our pigeon. Finding our spot on this side. Checking in, how are we doing today? You're doing great since you made it here on the mat. You've arrived. You should be proud of yourself for that. Deep breaths. Working through these physical postures, working through things in the mind, whatever we're going through. It'll work itself out. And we can always return to the body, to the breath, in times of stress, in times of struggle. It's always here for you. Whenever you need a little break. Coming into our sleeping pigeon. If we would like to take the Quadriceps Stretch, if that's accessible to us at this moment in time, we can do so. Honoring wherever we're at, our body's journey. One more deep breath. And exhale, gently release the leg, framing the foot, coming into our high plank and downward facing dog. Gently walking our hands back to our feet at the back of the mat, turning the toes out and bending the knees, coming into Garland Pose, our little yogi squat. Maybe first opening through the hips a little before finding our static squat. Heels can be lifted. Our goal is to have them on the mat, but if they're up, that's totally fine. We're lifting the chest, sinking the pelvis down, opening up through the hips. Taking nice deep breaths. Maybe closing the eyes. Really tuning into our bodies here. It's all right if we become restless at any point in time. If we're not used to staying still, it can be a challenge. And maybe this is exactly what we need if we're having trouble staying still. Maybe we need some stillness, can balance out the yin and the yang. Gently lifting the knees, bending, straightening the legs, not bending them, stepping the left foot over to the other side of the mat. We're turning to face the side of the mat, coming into a straddle, however we would like to get there. Very, very gently. Extending the legs out long, pointing the toes up to the ceiling and back, protecting the knees. We're sitting up nice and tall. And then exhale, walking the fingertips forward, only going as far as feels comfortable. If we'd like to lay on a block, we can do so. Dealing with a little hamstring injury. So this is my range of motion at the moment. You can feel it already. But if we are able to come down onto our elbows or onto our foreheads, maybe we can reach our feet and we can lay flat, taking a little rest. A few more deep breaths. Breathe space into the belly. Feel the belly expand on the inhale. Notice what that feels like, and notice what the breath feels like coming out of the nostrils. And feel the sensation. Lifting the chest back up if we were lying down. Gently taking the knees in together, soles of the feet together, bound angle pose. Lifting the chest nice and wide. We can have the feet out a little bit in front of us, not as close to the hips as we normally would. Letting the arms come out to the sides and taking eagle arms, scooping the right underneath the left, trying to reach palms together. Inhale, lift up, creating space in the shoulders. And exhale, fold over. Just letting yourself relax here. So we have this little rounded back, that's okay. We're releasing into the hips, into the back. If this isn't comfortable, we can always unravel and just hang out here. One more breath, make it nice and deep. Exhale to lift, unravel the arms, taking the other way. Inhale, big. And exhale, fold. Gently raising the chest, unraveling the arms, and taking the feet over to the side of the mat. We're coming onto our back, so gently rolling onto the back, taking both knees into the chest, finding a little hug here, holding for a moment. Feeling the weight of your back being supported by the mat. And then releasing the knees, crossing the left leg over the right, trying to stack knees. And we're grabbing onto the ankles for this little reclined cow face pose. Finding whatever feels good here, just drawing the feet into the hips. Feeling this beautiful glute stretch. Releasing tension in the face. One more inhale. And exhale to gently release the legs, uncrossing them, crossing the other side, grabbing onto the ankles. Just taking this time to even out. Breathing nice and deep, taking time for yourself. Finding what areas we can release physically and mentally. Yoga for body and mind. It's all connected. Releasing the legs, unraveling them, taking knees together, extending the arms out to the sides in a T, and gently letting the knees fall to the left side, gazing over the right ear, coming into a twist. Breathing into the lower back, finding our awareness there. Accepting the stillness, embracing it. Coming through center gently, and taking the knees over to the right side. Gazing over the left ear. Letting yourself just fully relax. No tension anywhere. You have nothing to do right now, nowhere to go. And gently taking the knees up through center, taking them up to the sky, feet up to the sky, wrapping peace fingers around big toes, or we can grab onto the ankle. One last posture, opening up for happy baby. Letting the legs fall where they want to. Few deep breaths here. Before gently releasing both legs down to the mat. Stretching the arms above the head, squeezing everything. Reaching, pointing with the toes and the fingers, and relax. Letting the feet open to the sides. Letting the arms stay above you. We can stay here in corpse pose, or maybe we take reclined round angle, soles of the feet together. Hands can stay where they are, maybe they come by the sides, or they're on the inner thighs. We enjoy this last few moments of stillness, appreciating this practice and the time we took for ourselves out of our busy days. Knowing that the stillness and the peace we cultivated throughout this class today, we can take with us. We have it inside of us all the time. We can always come back to the breath. There's time for fiery yang energy, and then there's time to relax and enjoy the yin. The slowness of life. Fully relaxing your face, your toes, your fingers, all the parts of your legs, your arms, your chest, your belly, your shoulders. We can stay here as long as we like. And whenever we're ready, we can take the legs gently to one side. Finding a little rest here. And whenever we're ready, gently pressing up to a sitting position. Thank you for carving this time out for yourself. Whether you took this class in the morning or before bed, I hope you were able to release some tension from your body, maybe some thoughts from your mind, so we can start or end our day on a good, positive, relaxed note. I would love to know how this class went for you. Let me know down below in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you're not already, hit that subscribe button to never miss more daily Yoga with Paige. Thanks for practicing with me. I'll see you again on the mat. Namaste.